Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. I would like to welcome you all for His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we have His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, we can't see your video. Is it not possible? Oh, there.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your lotus feet, Maharaj. Today we are doing Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, and chapter 7, verse 24. I'll start by sharing my screen.
This is not charging? No. Put this somewhere else. Maybe you can find another word. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Lutia Kadia Dia Bandara Ujade Ascharya Bandara Prema Santaguna Bade. Translation, which I can't see. Although the members, now you went too high, although the members of the Panchatattva plundered the storehouse of love of God and ate the distributed the contents, there was no scarcity. For this wonderful storehouse is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases hundreds of times. A pseudo-incarnation of Krishna once told his disciple that he had emptied himself by giving him all knowledge and was spiritually bankrupt. Such bluffers speak in a way to cheat people, but actual spiritual consciousness is so perfect that more is distributed, the more it increases. Bankruptcy is a term that applies in the material world, but in the storehouse of love of God in the spiritual world can never be depleted. Krishna is providing for millions and trillions of living entities by supplying all their necessities. And even if all of the innumerable living entities want to become Krishna conscious, there will be no scarcity of love of God, nor would there be insufficiency in providing for their maintenance. Our Krishna conscious movement was started single-handedly, and no one provided for our livelihood. And the movement is more and more. Thus, there's no question of scarcity, although jealous persons may be envious. And if we stick to our principles and follow the footsteps of Panchatattva, this movement will go unchecked by imitation swamis, sannyasis, religionists, philosophers, sciences, for it is transcendental to all material considerations. Those who propagate the Krishna conscious movement should not be afraid of such rascals and fools. Magyantimidandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishaya Bhutale. It's working. Always. Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve. Vorvani Pacharine Nirvasesa Sujivani. Astyatya De Satarine. Panchakalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhupevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Golokira Prema Dana Harinam Sankirtan Ratin Janmi Lokene Upai. This chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is coming directly from the spiritual world into the hearts of the pure devotees who take that same knowledge and distribute it to the population at large because of their compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. This movement is purely transcendental. It's not under the influence of the material energy, nor in the influence of any material attempts to pollute it or to stop it. Therefore, of course, we need to stick to our principles. As Prabhupada said, this movement can only be stopped from inside. That means those who are practicing, if they become insincere, or if rascals join our movement in the name of becoming devotees and try to divert our movement away from the goal, then we have to struggle to weed out such, just like when you plant a garden, you plant a seed. When you plant the seed, you have to make sure the ground is fertile. Otherwise, if you put it into a ground that's not fertile, the seed won't grow, even if you water it. So this Krishna consciousness movement, it was planted in the fertile ground of the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to spread his mission of chanting the holy name of the Lord everywhere and anywhere by anyone. And so the ground is fertile, and we see after more than 50 years of practicing Krishna consciousness, there's temples, there's various types of spiritual practices going on in the name of Krishna consciousness. There are yatras, preaching centers, schools, restaurants, farm communities, a long list of various types of programs that have been propagated by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, which is the foundation by which we build a social structure, but within the spiritual structure, germinates and spreads everywhere. And so it cannot be stopped, but Prabhupada said that if devotees become insincere or don't follow properly, then this movement will not be stopped, but it'll be slowed down. As Prabhupada once told us, when he was personally present, he was not making some eulogy, or some hyperbole, or some exaggeration. He said, this movement, we can spread it throughout the entire world in 18 days. But he said, you're not ready. That means we weren't pure enough to take on the responsibility. Purity is the force, preaching is the essence, utility is the principle, and books are the basis. Knowledge is the basis. These four principles are the foundations for spreading Krishna consciousness. And the essence of our philosophy is to chant the glories of the holy name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, both kirtan and japa, and to spread that everywhere. And it's happening. It's like we are here at a festival in Govardhan, in the holy land of Govardhan, where Krishna lifted Govardhan held. In fact, I was right near the spot where Krishna did his lifting just this morning. We were there just speaking about that holy place. So this is one of the holiest places. And then there's a yatra going on. There's more than 14,000 people who are attending this yatra. And this is just a small drop in the bucket of the amount of devotees who worldwide are practicing Krishna consciousness. There are millions and millions and millions. But still, in proportion to the population, we are very small. Yeah, because the population of the world is somewhere over 7.5 billion people. But still, this movement is propagating. And Prabhupada said that if you don't do it, referring to his disciples, he says, then your disciples would don't do it. And if they don't do it, then their disciples will do it. But this movement is destined to spread. But that doesn't mean we sit back and just let it happen. As Prabhupada said, we can make it happen fast, or it can take, hundreds of years before it actually manifests. And we want to, and it's moving already fast within 55 years. Actually, the 50th anniversary of Prabhupada's disappearance is coming up in 2 years. Prabhupada's 50th anniversary of starting the movement was in 2016. So it's been almost 59 years since Prabhupada's movement actually began. And because this movement is orchestrated by the personality of Godhead himself, Lord Chaitanya is personally involved in making this movement spread. And you'll see that practically in every town and village of the world, there are deities of Gaur Nitai everywhere. Lord Chaitanya is going everywhere in his deity form just to inspire people to take up Krishna consciousness and to chant the holy names of the Lord. So as Prabhupada said, this movement will go untouched by imitation swamis, sannyasis, so-called religionists, so-called philosophers, or scientists, even scientists. There are people who try to stop this movement, who even work against it, who spend large amounts of money to make this movement fail, but they can't. It's not possible because it's orchestrated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They can make things difficult, but that's why we stay strict in our execution of devotional service. And then we can cut through all of their nonsense. Because one of the ways to divert a movement is to water it down by adding certain material principles to it, which in many ways look like spiritual principles, but are just in disguise. They're not really spiritual principles. So by following Srila Prabhupada very carefully, strictly, and chanting the holy names, and inviting everyone to take part in this chanting, reading and distributing Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the world. Just like now, Srila Prabhupada actually said that we want to put a whole set of Srimad Bhagavatam in every house within the whole world. And it's actually moving in that direction. Their devotees are on the streets doing Bhagavatam, along with the other means by which we propagate the sales of Bhagavatam. But devotees are doing it right on the streets and getting people to buy a whole set of Srimad Bhagavatam simply by approaching them in their ordinary activities, where they're moving this way and that way. There was one devotee in our movement, he did 55 sets of Bhagavatam in one day. Can you imagine selling 55 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam in one day? So the devotees are empowered by Lord Chaitanya because they're serious. They want to spread this movement. Of course, there are other devotees who claim to be devotees in our movement, who are just trying to take advantage of the spiritual life for their own personal interests. That's okay up to a certain point, but this movement is a movement of paropaka. Paropaka means to do good to others. We're not simply what we call, Prabhupada said, churchianity. Churchianity means we go to our temples, we pay our obeisances, we see the deities, we give some donation, we come home and we feel good. That's not our movement. Our movement is to get out there and distribute this mercy to the fallen souls in different ways, through different programs of outreach and preaching. And if you could imagine if every devotee in our movement was doing that, how fast this movement would spread. Because it's very attractive. Krishna is the all-attractive personality of Godhead. When people come in contact with Krishna in some form or another, they actually taste something very different, something very delightful, something very much they want to taste it more and more and more, because Krishna is all attractive in his name and his qualities, his forms, his pastimes, and his devotees. And the process of bhakti itself is also made easy and at the same time very powerful by Lord Chaitanya. And so to be a devotee at this particular time in history is a great opportunity to purify our own life, to go back home, back to Godhead, and to take some conditioned souls with us. And that's our business. We're not happy simply by our own spiritual success. In fact, we cannot be fully successful unless we reach out to others. The movement is designed in such a way as to give everyone a chance to participate in this movement in such a way that they can be an instrument for Lord Chaitanya's mercy to the conditioned souls. Of course, there are many types of services, and all of them are needed. Just like it says, when there's a war, you have your infantry soldiers who are fighting on the front lines, but then you have the soldiers in the back who's supporting the infantry by providing food and ammunition and whatever else is needed for the war to go on. In the same way, we have many devotees doing different services, but it's all in the mood of preaching. It's all in the mood of reaching out to the conditioned souls. It's all in the mood of trying to take Lord Chaitanya's message and spread it everywhere. And here is a very interesting terminology we're being used, that because this movement is spiritual, the more you give, the greater it grows. If you take a piece of paper and you cut it in half, and you take one half and throw it away, then you have half left. But if you take Krishna consciousness or anything about Krishna consciousness and you spread it, it grows. If you give your time, Krishna gives you more time. If you give your money, Krishna will give you more money. If you give your intelligence will increase. You give your words, you'll always find you'll never be at loss to be able to speak about this wonderful philosophy. So sometimes devotees think, well, if I do something spiritual, that means I'll lose my time. Actually, no, you're actually gaining time every time you do something Krishna conscious, because Krishna will give you more time. We see that there's devotees who are serving so nicely, and they're always interested in taking on more service because they know that service is unlimited. Of course, we should balance it with sadhana. Sadhana means hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and in associating with devotees, and also worshiping the deity in the temple every once in a while, the grihastas every day. But for devotees in general, we should make a point to go to the temples, see the deities, take darshan, offer some prayers, offer some gifts to the deity. It says every time you go to see the deity, you should bring something. It's like if you go to a house of a very important person, you want to bring a little gift just to show your appreciation. So in the same way, when you go to the temple, bring something. don't go empty-handed. Even if you bring a flower, that's nice. Prabhupada Krishna says, Patram Pushram Phalam Tayam Noe Bhakta Panasyati. Offer me a flower, fruit, water, and a leaf, maybe a tulsi leaf, and I'll accept it if it's done with devotion. So this movement is orchestrated on the highest level of spiritual existence. It's not. It's meant. It appeared at this particular time in history when the world was going to hell, and somehow we've checked the descent of the world going to hell. It's still going to hell, but we have slowed down the hellish process by providing opportunities for people to get out of that cycle and gain a livelihood which is purifying, uplifting, full of knowledge, and full of happiness. So yeah, the fact that Prabhupada came at the time he came was not a coincidence. It was all in line with the higher authorities. Krishna is orchestrating this whole movement as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's this whole seventh chapter of Adi Lila is really interesting. And you'll see more and more verses that sort of pattern what we are speaking about today. Okay, we'll open it up for questions and comments.
Thank you so much. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu has already raised your hand. Hare Krishna Prabhu. And please, devotees, can you start your videos? That'll be so nice to see you all. Make it more personal. Also, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or type in the chat and I will read on your behalf. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, can go, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Maharaj. So we saw in the verse how when the love is distributed, it increases multiple times, which is so awesomely beautiful. So can you explain something that I find difficult to understand? In our movement, I see so many devotees asking other devotees, please give me some mercy, please give me your mercy. And it seems like more times than not, the devotee that's been asked for it is not willing to give. Sometimes it may be they genuinely believe they don't have anything to give. Sometimes it may be because they're fearful of the consequences or some other reason. Can you explain this to me? What's going on here?
Well, a lot of times devotees are humble and they don't think that they're qualified to bless anybody. And Prabhupada also says, if you think you have the power to bless, you're an illusion. But if you give Krishna in the form of transcendental knowledge or something that will guide them in their practice of Krishna consciousness, just like someone approached me the other day. He said, Maharaj, give me your mercy. So I said, what do you want? I asked him, what do you want? He said, I want to perfect my chanting. So then I sent him, I gave him a prayer that he could chant before he chants his japa every day. So in that way we can guide them to the guru, to the shastras, to the knowledge that is available when people want blessings. Sometimes people who are conditioned by the idea of blessings, they ask for something material. But therefore, when people ask for some mercy, you say, well, what do you want? And then if you can give them some direction, some practical understanding of how they can improve their Krishna consciousness, you're preaching. That's all. You don't have to make a big, what do you call it, some big hullabaloo about the whole thing. We just oh, give me your mercy. All right, what do you want?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Sometimes they don't know what they want. So I just say, Hare Krishna. Some girl was coming up to me today. She was really persistent. She said, Maharaj, a year ago today, I met you and you told me that I would be, I would get Krishna's mercy. And so far I haven't got Krishna's mercy. So why are you saying that? I didn't get anything. I said, you're still in the movement. I said, you're chanting? She said, yeah. I says, keep chanting and your mercy will keep coming. After a while, she started to realize her question was ridiculous because she reflected upon the fact that, yeah, she actually is getting mercy, but she was thinking in terms of material. But then she woke up that it wasn't about something material. So yeah, sometimes people ask like that. So if you can say something, or you could say, you can refer them to some verse in the Shastras.
So Maharaj, is it wrong for devotees to ask for mercy? Should they be asking for something else or something more specific?
When people ask for mercy, I just tell them, chant Hare Krishna. Everything is there in the holy name. And they say, yeah, I'm chanting. I say, you're not chanting enough. That's why you're asking. Chant more or try to improve the quality of your chanting.
Nice. I like that one.
Yeah. And the holy name is the mercy manifestation in this area. And association with devotees makes the holy name wonderful. So I can, like this one particular person who, she's always asking me for something. And I can't give her anything because she doesn't take association with devotees. And because she doesn't, she can't go beyond a certain point in her Krishna consciousness. Therefore, as Prabhupada said, that he said there's three important things that we have to manifest in the execution of our devotional life. He said, association, association, association. He was making a point. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastri Hoy, Lavamatta Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Associate with and serve devotees, and then your Krishna consciousness will take off. You'll get everything you need within that association, including the quality of your japa will improve also. Because Lord Chaitanya emphasized, he spoke to Rupa Goswami at Prayag for 10 days, and he outlined the whole system of bhakti. After doing that, he emphasized 5 principles that are essential for making spiritual advancement. It says that even a gross neophyte devotee can experience transcendental happiness by executing one or more of these 5. What were the 5? Chanting the holy names, associating with devotees, reading, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam every day, living in a holy place, and worshiping the deity form of Krishna. These were the 5. Well, Mahaprabhu emphasizes 2 of them out of the 5, chanting the holy name and associating and serving Vaishnavas. He made that his preaching, these 2 things. And what did Mahaprabhu do? Although he was the Supreme Lord, he was serving his devotees. He served them like a menial servant many times. They were embarrassed, but he did it anyway. When Haridas Thakur left the world, he arranged for the whole thing for the through the last rites of Haridas. And after that, there was a feast in Haridas, and Lord Chaitanya served the feast to the devotees. He used to wash their clothes and then fold them and give them back to them. And then he would bring the devotees prasadam. But he mostly inspired them in the process of Krishna consciousness through kirtan. So Lord Chaitanya, although he was a supreme Lord, exemplified Vaishnava Seva. And he extended Vaishnava Seva into Jiva Doya, which is, Jiva Doya really means to, as we were explaining, to reach out to the conditioned souls and give them an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. That's Jiva Doya. Jiva, living entities, Doya. So Lord Chaitanya summed up his whole movement in three things: Namruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jiva Doya. And if you associate with devotees, you get a lot of opportunities to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. You learn things. You actually make friends in association with devotees. And then you find having friends in Krishna consciousness, not only devotee is friendly to everyone, but then there's devotees have friends amongst the echelon of all of devotees, and they develop really close and loving relationships with devotees. It's so sweet, so edifying, and so wonderful. Because when you have friends with devotees are always trying to do something for you, and you're always trying to do something for them. When you make friends on the outside, people want something from you. Friendship in the material world is about, I'll give you something, you give me something. If one person stops giving, then the whole friendship starts breaking down. Happens in married life too, because people are motivated by personal interests, but devotees are more motivated to become Krishna conscious and share Krishna consciousness with others. And to become Krishna conscious means to share Krishna consciousness with others. So that's why we have so many programs, just to bring devotees together. Actually, the idea is to bring devotees every day throughout the whole week, 24/7, to come together for some satsang or some kirtan like that. We even give practical formulas on how it's doable in certain areas. Now we're holding kirtan programs all around the world. It's amazing. It's spreading in different countries. Every time I turn around, I get invited to another kirtan program. It's wonderful. Devotees come together, chant and dance, and then the common people, they come and they also take part. And they get inspired and they want to continue. So we make devotees through kirtan. Kirtan and prasadam is the two most powerful ways to reach the conditioned souls in this age. Philosophy is there, but for the chosen few. People can't understand this philosophy. It's too difficult. But if you chant, it'll be easier to understand. If you take prasadam, it'll become even easier. But generally, people are inspired by experience, and they get their experience through chanting and taking Krishna prasadam and meeting nice people. Even now, people from the outside say, "Oh, these Hare Krishna is very nice." Prabhupada talks about how in Australia, the devotees were there. We weren't so popular in Australia. They didn't like us. They were throwing us in jail all the time. Prabhupada said, just keep going out, let them throw you in jail, and then you can chant in jail also. So they got tired of arresting us after a while. We just kept going out. And after a while, we gained some support from the local people. Well, what happened was there was a building that caught on fire, a huge apartment building, and the devotees came with they took the canopy off the Jagannath Rath, the archer cart, and used it as a net. And the devotees held it all around, and people were jumping out of the buildings and landing in the net, and they saved the lives of so many. It made the papers in, I can't remember which city in Australia, but they said, "Oh, these Hare Krishnas are so nice." Nobody else came. The fire department didn't come, but the devotees came. And yeah, so devotees will do anything to serve people. That's a devotee. They like to serve others. Even sometimes on the material level too.
Thank you so much. That was so many other instructions came out from your question, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu. Thank you for asking that question. Today, there were really loads of good instructions and comments from you, Guru Maharaj. We have to follow. There is a comment in the chat from Brajahari Das Prabhu saying, on the comment from Guru Maharaj, very instructive when you go to the temple, always take some gift, even as small as flower, as you are going to meet the most important person and you do not go empty-handed. So he really appreciate that and he might do it next. So yeah, that's good. Rishabha Prabhu says, thank you for your association and points, your servant Rishabha Das. Okay, Shiv Kumar Prabhu has raised hand. So Prabhuji, please ask your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna Maharaj and out pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question I had, Maharaj, on devotee association. From my experience, I see that different devotees are at different levels, have different dispositions. So sometimes I see the association seem to be getting dragged too much into trying to solve our situations. Even if the intention is there to be well situated to practice Krishna consciousness, sometimes it seems to be too much getting dragged into the discussing on the personal situation, whereas there could be other instances where there is very little sensitivity towards others' problems, that it requires certain level of attention before somebody can be well situated in practice itself, in the sense that discarding someone's personal situation. So I see these two as two different extremes. So any guidelines, Maharaj, in terms of how can we be centered towards Krishna consciousness and still have some productive conversation and help each other in the association, Maharaj?
Do you go to regular programs? Do you go to Bhakti Vriksha programs? Do you go to Namhat programs?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
Programs are geared around hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, taking prasadam, discussing the philosophy. Well, that's the way you can associate. You make friends in that atmosphere also. And if it comes to helping someone, then fine. If you can do it, that's fine. A lot of times, if somebody ever asks you for help, you should never turn them away. But even if you can't help them, you can point the direction where they can get help. Be able to be equipped with knowing where they can find the need that they're looking for. But usually when we go to programs, we don't focus on those things. We do have a thing called mentorship, or what we say, counseling, where devotees who are struggling with some aspect of their devotional service can go to a designated counselor who is advanced in Krishna consciousness, who guide them, answer their questions. we set it up in a more of an organized way.
Hmm.
We this is called what is it called? Devotee care.
Hmm.
We set up a system called devotee care within the GBC, and they developed it into a practical program where within the temples there are devotees you go to for whatever you need.
Hmm.
And even within the community, those devotee care systems can be set up too.
Hmm. Hmm.
You need to find a husband or a wife. There's a
Hmm.
system, temples have that.
Hmm.
Or if you need some medical care, just like there's one devotee, he started the Bhaktivedanta Medical Association. Maybe none of you are maybe not aware of this, but it's available. I forgot the web page, but you can go on, it's called Bhaktivedanta Medical Association. You plug into that, and whatever sickness you have, anything, you can connect with a devotee doctor and you'll get free treatment, free advice, care,
Hmm.
free, 100% free.
Hmm.
So we're not even aware of what's going on within our society. But that's been going on for 2 years now. There's about 200 doctors who are devotees who have dedicated their time and energy to service devotees when the need comes. So we want to do that on all levels of. We have the mentorship system where people who need practical day-to-day guidance can work with a person who is designated by their spiritual master to give advice and guidance.
Hmm. Hmm.
So a lot of systems set up in our society, practically we're not even aware of them. Some of them may be local, and some of them may be in different areas around.
Hmm. Okay.
So whatever you need, just connect with the right person and you'll get it in one way or the other.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, but this whole devotee care system has blossomed ever since,
Hmm.
I think 2004, we really started to organize it in a systematic way.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Annuals now called devotee care.
Hmm.
Try to think of different ways by which we can take care of the devotees when in the need. Even if people have to undergo some operation and they don't have enough money for the medical expense, there's ways that expense is covered through the society.
Hmm.
This is what we want. It's developing. It's not 100% developed around the world, but it's moving in that direction.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because there's Lord Chaitanya emphasized Vaishnava Seva
Hmm.
and chanting. These two things he put
Hmm.
total attention on, total energy on.
Hmm.
Care devotees.
Okay.
A lot of times devotees don't go to other devotees for care. They try to go outside, or they just try to do it themselves, and then they find themselves stuck or not getting what they need.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, this thing was driven by Sundarananda. He's actually in London. He's one of the personalities who was engaged in management of the temple, Bhaktivedanta Manor. If you see Sundarananda, I think at least 10 of you online are here from London. I can see the Londonites all over the place here. So Sundarananda is there. But if you get the Brajahari, how did he come to Krishna conscious? It was by Sundarananda. 100% Sundarananda brought him into Krishna consciousness. Right, Brajahari?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. He and his wife were very instrumental in inspiring me to come to Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, he introduced you to me, and from there, everything went to another level.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, he likes to serve devotees,
Hmm. Okay.
and he's
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I made a note of the points you shared, and I'll go through it once again and kind of align my association on those lines, Maharaj.
resources. There's a lot of this kind of resources you may not be aware of. Do a little research, find that everything you need is there.
Okay,
Thank you,
sure.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Amritanam Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, it is said that devotees extend their compassion to all the living beings. But while practicing as a sadhaka, we are still on the karma mishra level, where we are still affected by our karmas. So we come across many people whom we want to be compassionate to, but we basically can't help them, or they are not reciprocative towards us, or say they are quite negative towards us. So what is the compassion towards those kind of people? How should we treat them?
Well, they say you can lead a horse, but you can't make him drink. And if they're not inclined to accept whatever you offer, then what can you do? People they have to want it. If they don't want it, then sometimes people come to me for advice. And then I say, well, actually, you want my advice or you want my opinion? And in some cases I say, do you want my instruction? Instruction, if you ask the spiritual master for an instruction, then you have to follow. You ask for advice, you can take it and see how you can use it to improve your situation. If you want his opinion, then just don't bother him. So there are people who want to solve their problems, but they don't want the solution. That's the problem. They want their own understanding of the solution, or they want a solution that fits where it's easy. Some solutions are not easy to execute, depending on the situation. So if a person really wants something and they're asked, then you can guide them up to the level of your own capacity. But you can also refer them. That's the thing. Guiding is also referring to people who may be in a position to help them. Devotees like to serve devotees. There's no question about that.
Thank you, Maharaj. That helps. We just that I always try to take care that if the person is not reciprocative, at least we don't go on the negative preaching. So we should leave them at the place where they are.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Guru.
Thank you, Mataji. Brajahari Das Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. All glories to the assembled Vaishnavas. I have a question with regards to a passage which I'm reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 9, and this is the episode of Sodasa, who was cursed by Vashishta Muni to become a Rakshasa. And he eventually ends up eating a Brahmana, when his wife is pleading not to do that act. And in the purport, it's written, this is an example of destiny. King Sodasa was condemned by the curse of Vasishta, and therefore, even though he was well qualified, he could not restrain himself from becoming a tiger like Rakshasa. As one is put into distress by destiny, destiny can also put one in a happy situation. Destiny is extremely strong, but one can change destiny if one comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness. So my question is about the statement that your destiny can also be changed by Krishna consciousness.
I think we've lost Guru Maharaj.
I think we have the Guru Maharaj has got a little bit internet problems, so probably just bear with us. Yeah, he will be joining us soon. Shall we do some chanting till Guru Maharaj join us, please? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah, my internet jumped off.
Yeah, we thought so. Hare Krishna. Did you hear Braja Hari Das Prabhu's question? Maharaj? Do you want to close your video, Maharaj? That might help. Maharaj's video frozen again. Hare Krishna. Lost him again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Can you
Krishna.
hear me?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you. Do you want to keep your video closed? Then we can, I mean, internet might help a little bit.
Well, the thing is, the power keeps going off where I am.
Oh, is
So-
it? Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Braja Hari Prabhu, do you want to repeat your question? Then Maharaj can answer it, please.
Now come back to Brajahari.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. So my question was about destiny and essentially the power of Krishna consciousness to change destiny. And this wasn't.
Your material destiny can change by the power of Krishna consciousness. That's what it's for. If you had to undergo your different karma, then you wouldn't be able to practice Krishna consciousness. So the spiritual master takes your karma during initiation, and as you perform devotional service, you're nullifying your previous karma, both good and bad. At one point, you'll be free from all of that. So yeah, destiny is material. Providence is spiritual. So yeah, if we had to undergo our karma, we would not be able to practice Krishna consciousness. It would be too difficult.
So for people who have not surrendered, for them, the law of karma works very mechanically. In the sense they, yeah.
You mean devotees who are for materialists, it's working 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is incident in the 9th canto is simply pure karma. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But then if you read further, you'll see what happens. It changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Manjari Mataji, you had raised your hand as well. Do you want to ask question?
Yes, sure. Hi, Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. So this is my first time attending the online class, and I'm very grateful to be part of this.
Thank you for
Maharaj.
this. Yeah. This is your first
Sorry?
time on? This is first time you came on?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Maharaj, I was having questions about the last part of the purport we're reading today, where it was explaining about as long as we stick to the right track and follow the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, then despite seeing all these weird things going around us, outside it's gone, inside it's gone, then it won't bother us to the extent that we'll become distracted. And that reminded me of a question I've been having a lot within me, which is, as someone that pretty just recently moved to Vrindavan, just as there's a lot of bliss as well there, and of course I don't have the spiritual eyes where I can always see bliss around me all the time, but I find it very hard at many times because Vrindavan is changing, just like it is explained in the Shastra as well. And on a daily basis, I see them selling eggs certain places, they have chickens, and we know what's the reason for that, or people coming to the Krishna Balaram Mandir, which is so dear to me, and so many, they come there with the really wrong motives, and they do many things that shouldn't be done in the temple. And all these things really disturbs me, and it hurts me so much. And I try to have the mentality of, okay, I can take this as a lesson and as a test that, okay, I see these things around me, but will it distract me to the extent where I can't do my rounds, or like I can't attend the kirtan as much as, like with concentration as much as I would have if they weren't around. I still struggle. I'm not that strong with my sadhana and everything. So I just wanted to see if you have any other points or anything, any other mindsets or anything I could take with me. Yeah, have a
This is,
stronger.
you have to also you remember one thing, we're in the midst of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga
Yeah.
means so much degradation on all levels. But when you have strict management, qualified management, then they're meant to weed out all of this stuff and keep the purity of the practice intact. So it depends on the situation. If you find it too difficult to practice your Krishna consciousness in that atmosphere, then there are many alternatives you can do. Just like I'm in Govardhan now, which is right near Braj. And there's a Govardhan ashram here where it's devotees come and practice Krishna consciousness here, free from all of the things that you mentioned. And because the whole thing is highly controlled and nothing can enter. So, and you'll see in some yatras, it's really strict and controlled and nothing can infiltrate. And as soon as something infiltrates, it's weeded out. In other areas, it's a little bit more permissive. Vrindavan, everything goes on in Vrindavan. People come to Vrindavan for so many reasons, not just for spiritual reasons, but to take advantage of spiritual people who go to Vrindavan and use those spiritual people to somehow or other gain their own selfish interests. So yeah, it's there. This is Kali Yuga. The solution for you is always stay in association with good, serious devotees like that. I don't think you have that problem with association. You're protected pretty much by good association, right?
I would say so, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, I know a little bit about your situation and you got good protection. So, yeah, but somehow these things are disturbing. I'll be going to Vrindavan after I finish Govardhan on the 27th of this month and spend about 5 days there. So I'll be able to, but just try to work in such a way that you get around all those disturbances. And now being Kartik, there's thousands and thousands of people flood into Vrindavan during Kartik. And it's a little, yeah, so Govardhan's a lot nicer in terms of it's not so crowded and there's not so many negative things going on.
True. Thank you
But
so
you
much.
travel,
Thank you.
yeah, you're
Sorry?
traveling a lot. You travel a lot, don't you?
Yeah, good amount.
Yeah, you're okay. You have good protection, good association. Stay within
Thank you,
that
Maharaj.
context. That'll protect you against all of this negativity. We can't, yeah, it can only be changed from if the management gets really strict about things, but they find it hard to getting strict because there's such diversity there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such diversity. Okay. Don't get discouraged though.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Good.
Thank
How's your
you.
treatment going? Is it okay?
It's going okay. The most intense part is finished now. So I feel like I'm getting to my normal condition, and yeah, I'll finish it in a week and get back to Vrindavan.
Good, good. Back to Vrindavan. Offer
Yes,
my
I'll
respects
see you there.
I offer my respects to your good husband. Tell him I said Hare Krishna.
Oh, I will, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. And
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
Okay, I think I'm at the end of my time because I went over about 15 minutes. So we can conclude here, and tomorrow we can pick up again and continue on with this section on the. Tomorrow we'll start back with Srimad Bhagavatam again.
I think Maharaj, you wanted to share some video of a little girl who has got the intelligence of 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. If I can plug into my, I don't know, I have to plug into my WhatsApp on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that.
Unless you want to share it, and then we can share it in the group.
I have to get onto WhatsApp on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who sent it to me? Now I have to figure out who sent it. What was it that I got from Nana Manjari?
Okay, yeah,
Who sent that?
not sure. I can, they have a channel on Instagram or YouTube.
Let's see who got it, who sent it to me. I think their parents sent it to me.
Okay.
Mhm.
It is on online also.
All right, connect to it, that video with the Wisdom Meets.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, Maharaj, I can hear you. Yeah, and your co-host, if you want to share, you can share it as well.
Yeah, okay. There it is. This one. Okay, how do you load it? There it is. No. Mhm. And then you have to put it on share.
Share with sound, Maharaj. Click that button, otherwise there won't be any sound.
Mine, the first one. The one I did with her.
I think it's not on YouTube yet.
Yeah, it was. I just saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it came up at 61K. This first one there.
Not in the problem.
Is it? Is it?
Please his Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anangamanjari, for having me in your wonderful podcast.
Guru Maharaj, we can't see the video. Is it video?
For some reason.
Maharaj, we can't see
I
the
think it has
video.
to
Are you
be-
sharing
we
it
have
or
to
is
log
it
into-
just on your playing?
But we have to log into Facebook unless we can't see it. That's stop.
Please share as well. It's not, it seems it's not shared.
Shall we get it? Okay.
If I can, I just have to put the light on. Coming up here.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Lost him again.